Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Porter.
And I'm Michael, and this is KAHS News.
Our first story today deals with the measles outbreak, which has made a devastating return.
I investigated on how it's been spreading.
Here's the video.
The measles virus is an extremely contagious virus that can cause respiratory problems, rashes, and fevers, and especially in babies and small children, the consequences can be quite severe. As of Thursday, 2 universities have reported a total of 280 students and faculty members are under quarantine. And as of Friday, that number has been revised to at least 700 total. The virus is mostly being affected by those who choose not to vaccinate their kids. And the CDC blames these families for using misleading information out in the media to convince those not to vaccinate their kids. This announcement about the measles cases is at the highest amount of cases that it has ever been since the disease was eliminated in the early 2000s. In some ways that the measles virus can be prevented is number 1, vaccinate your kids. Second is to wash your hands often, and the last one is to use respiratory health reliefs. And that's it, Bulldogs.
Students and staff, please be safe out there.
Michael, did you ever want to meet the famous 2019 class valedictorian and salutatorian?
You bet I do, and I hear Donna had the opportunity to meet them.
Well, let's meet Insha and Bhavya.
Hi, my name is Insha Momin.
Hi, I'm Bhavya K3
What pushed you hard enough to get to this point?
In freshman year, I guess I thought that high grades and high achievement correlated to learning more.
So the thing that pushed me to work really hard in high school was definitely the fact that I've always wanted to speak at graduation. And so I'm very goal-oriented, so I just worked towards that goal, and it was really cool that it ended up happening.
Who was your greatest support system throughout high school?
Definitely my family. They've been there all the time. My sisters, my parents. They've been a great support, a reliable rock to have.
My biggest support system was definitely my mom. Obviously, my entire family played a big part in my academic career, but my mom was actually the salutatorian of her high school, so I wanted to emulate her, and she was a big role model in the process.
Academics aside, which organization has impacted you the most at AHS?
Voices definitely was the most important to me, the most impactful to me, because I could directly make a change to the student population in our district and have a voice in district policy and education policy, really influence what I want to do in the future as well.
The organization that helped me most was definitely speech and debate, because it developed my critical thinking skills, increased my ability to speak in front of an audience, and definitely just allowed me to consolidate my thinking and increase my efficiency.
Great job, ladies. I cannot wait to hear both of your speeches at graduation.
And I will be cheering the loudest for you both.
Speaking of things that will make you cheer, jump for joy, this year's class president's results are in.
Here's Zarek interviewing with the future class president.
Hey Bulldogs, I'm here with Dylan McAdams, which is the senior body president of Boston High School. So what was your first thoughts when you became the president?
Well, when I found out, I was just in class. I was really excited when I found out, so I think I might have jumped up in my seat. It was just
As a senior body president, what are the first few things you want to get done?
I want to start working on my senior project where we'll have the club carnival. So I want to make sure we can lock that down and make sure it happens. I want to start making sure there's more and more school spirit around the school, like hanging more posters to promote school spirit, all that type of stuff.
By the end of your senior year, what are the main changes you want to see at Austin?
Well, I want to see a lot more student representation where people can have their voices heard. And I also want to see a lot more school spirit, where across the district, Austin is known as one of the schools where people always go out to games. They always dress up for spirit days. I want to have more spirit days where people can just show out why they like this school and why our school is the best in the district.
How can students of Austin High School contact you if they have any ideas or questions?
You can email me at dylanmcadams@gmail.com if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, just anything you want to ask about what we're doing.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dylan McAdams. We all cannot wait to see what you bring to Austin High School.
Now it's time to switch it up and get freshened up with Paul to teach us on how to do our laundry.
So most importantly, we separate the whites and the colors. I am doing towels to show you both colors and towels at the same time. Now, a little life hack. If you don't want the writing on your t-shirts to come off or fade, flip your t-shirt around. This also works for jeans. They fade a lot less faster when you do this. So just flip it around and wash it upside down. When you are washing towels, you also want to use a fabric softener. This also works for bed sheets. And then, of course, the first step is to put everything in the washing machine. Once you do that, you want to grab, I like to use Tide Pods. It's just easier that way. And then you just put a few of those in. 3 is the max, depending on how much laundry you have. Then you take the fabric softener and add it to the compartment that says softener in, which is very easy. Then you close it, you turn on the machine, and then you turn it around to the setting that you want to use. Most likely you will use the normal setting. Of course, you can either do heavy duty if you have a lot of clothes, or bedding if you are washing sheets. And then the same thing goes for the dryer. Although I did do heavy duty for the dryer just because I put a lot of towels in. Now, another hack would be to put a little bit of lemon juice on a stain if you have a white shirt that has a stain on it, and it'll come right off.
Thanks, Paul, for helping us college students on how to do our laundry.
Now that the laundry's done, it's time to get to work.
Speaking of work, let's talk about job interviews.
If any of you Bulldogs are planning on getting a job and need tips on how to nail an interview, you might want to pay attention to Leia and Amna with tips on how to do so.
Hey Bulldogs, summer's right around the corner, and I know most of you would want some summer jobs, so here's some interview tips.
Hi, Amna Zakaria?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
The proper way to greet an interview is by giving them a firm handshake.
Okay, so you're applying for a marketing sales intern. So tell me about yourself.
So I like Netflix, I'm a super chill person, I'm very funny, and yeah.
When an interviewer is trying to get to know you, you should always give them good qualities about yourself.
Could you tell me a little bit about your prior work experience?
Yeah, so I worked in McDonald's for 2 weeks, and then I got fired.
When the interviewer is asking questions about you, always start off with the positive. But you don't have to necessarily lie.
Could you list some of your weaknesses and how you could overcome them?
So I wake up late, and I'm very lazy, and so I need to work on that.
You can use bridges by making something negative into positive. For example, I wake up extra late for school, but my mom bought me an alarm clock, so that can change.
Okay, so based on the interview and how amazing you've been, so I'm just going to tell you that you are accepted in the internship program for marketing, and that I think you're a really good candidate for this, and I can't wait to have you working beside me.
Thank you.
So congratulations. It's nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that I have given you some tips on how to do a correct interview, I hope this will be very helpful for your summer job.
Thanks, Leia and Amna, on getting prepared to kill those job interviews.
Porter, have you seen Endgame?
Yes, Michael, it was so good. Like, especially when...
Porter, don't spoil it. I haven't seen it yet. Here is Luke with a spoil-free review with some advice on how to avoid the spoilers.
As we all know, Endgame came out this Friday. We talked to some Bulldogs about their first impressions and some advice to avoid spoilers. What were your impressions of Endgame?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great ending to the series, and in my opinion, the best Marvel film, but I haven't seen a lot, so.
And what would be your advice for avoiding spoilers?
Don't look at comments, don't go on social media, basically just don't go on anything. See the movie ASAP.
I'm here with Isaac. Isaac, what were your first impressions of Endgame?
I thought Endgame was actually pretty good. The ending got me quite a bit. I didn't expect that happening, so yeah.
So what were your impressions of Endgame?
It's a well-planned movie. I thought it kind of connects every movie over the last 10 years.
Cool. So what was your impression of Endgame?
I thought it was a great movie.
loved everything about it. Couldn't have done any better.
And what would your advice be for avoiding spoilers?
Don't talk to people that have seen it. Stay off social media. And don't look at any comments.
All right, thank you. So what was your impression of Endgame?
Well, my first impressions was that it was a cinematic masterpiece. And although it was really sad, I enjoyed the movie a lot.
So how would you avoid spoilers?
Avoid going online. That's like the number one thing you can do. When you hear the word Endgame, walk away. You can't listen any further. They know it.
All right, thank you.
As you guys know, the seniors are leaving the great Marvelous broadcasting room.
And we're looking for those to take our spots.
So, if you're interested, be sure to pick up an application outside of R3.
Good luck, future KAHS broadcasters.
That's all the time we have for today.
Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.